My name is Don John and I'm the curator of an exhibition called Colourism from the perspective of young people.
It's a very impressive set of people you've got behind you, and it's the second time that Colourism has come to Southampton, different exhibition. What's the second exhibition about?
Well, basically it's looking at the way in which young people identify themselves based on the variations of the different complexions. Because we know that from the outside looking in, many communities judge people based on complexion in terms of whether they're palatable, acceptable, trustworthy, untrustworthy, whether or not acceptable or not acceptable. And we know that judgments are made based on the lighter skinned you are, the more acceptable you are in certain places.
And is this something that's always been there, or has it just developed over let's say, the last 60 years?
No, it's been there ever since the relationship between black people and white people was formed as a consequence of the transatlantic slave trade.
So it's obviously very pertinent right now, but will this exhibition help people understand each other better, or is it just showing that there are divisions?
The exhibition will allow people or push people to start to have a conversation about things that they probably took for granted. Because I think before then, people kind of assumed that perhaps they were treated in a certain way because of the lightness or darkness of their skin, but they didn't know why. And this will help people to start to discuss, well, what were the reasons why this was taking place? And just start a conversation. I don't have any answers, but what I know is that the more people talk about it, the more they'll begin to understand their own thoughts and feelings about complexion and what that all means.
Because one of the models was talking earlier about how she is black, but also has, her complexion is very light. So she's got this strange conundrum in that she's getting it from both sides.
Well, that's right. It's not a question about what you think you are sometimes. It's a question about how other people perceive you. And sometimes individuals can delude themselves about thinking that they're one thing when other people see them as something else.
That's very interesting. I mean, actually, I know someone who's got a black grandparent, but she herself is actually white. And it's becoming very confusing to someone like myself who is white. As what exactly is, how are we going to cope with this as a community? In communicating this with each other, it's more like we've got to start saying, look, we're just people, and let's forget about the skin.
Well, the thing is, there are different degrees of blackness, you see. Blackness ranges from almost white to very black. And if there's an understanding as to what that means, then people can make a judgment about how they may want to be identified themselves and how they want people to see them. Because there's some people of very light skin, but I know that they're black, but they may not know they're black themselves. So, I mean, there's all of that people have got to appreciate.
Well, it looks fantastic. I think the pictures you've got here are brilliant. The artist has done the photographer's done a great job, but you picked a really interesting group of people. They've got such great expressions. Were they easy to find?
It was hard. I mean, we went out and asked people to be involved, and it wasn't that easy to find, but we had to find people with the right attitude, capacity to collaborate with us, and also look good.
But for the person who's at the very end, who's almost the closest to white, is it that was the most difficult person to find?
Not really, no. I mean, I think that we know that some people are almost white who actually, we know their father was black, for instance. I mean, the young woman on the banners, she looks white. We know her dad is black Jamaican. So we can see there's blackness there, but some people may see her and perhaps not even think that she's black.
Okay. Well, Don John, congratulations on Colourism.
Thank you.
It's at the library, Central Library, until
the end of October.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.